Never in my life have I sweat at the bins, but I've got a lot of catching up to do. We survived, right? We survived.
I just genuinely don't think that this would be where it is right now, and I would feel as passionate and feel that this is heading in such a good and right direction without.
What is going on? RJ136 coming at you guys with another video. Today is gonna be a banger, just like every single video that I make, obviously. I wanted to talk about something specific that was on my mind that I need to get out into the world. Not as like a person of expertise or just know-all. I really had this thought of like, why did it take me so long to go full-time as a reseller? Like, I've been running businesses for so long. Why reselling as the longest one, yet the business that I stayed in and out for the longest? I kind of wanted to use this more, I guess, as like a journal, but also document. Maybe there's somebody out there that feels the same way. They're like, dude, is reselling possible full-time? I was always caught up on as not even like, is it possible full-time, but like, is it scalable? Can I actually go after what I believe to be like goals? Real goals of like buying a house, building a dream car, or any one of those things, like having my fiance go with me full-time in this. Are those things possible in reselling? And I don't have the answer to all of them. I have the answers to some of them, and that's what I kind of wanted to get out in today's vlog. But right now, we are going to do one of the best hacks that I just figured out. Now, this hack is like slightly nerfed, but it is a great lunch hack for any of you guys that love Chipotle, and I'm gonna do it and I'll show you how it works. And if you work at Chipotle, or maybe you're the CEO of Chipotle, because the amount of views that these videos get, there's a great chance that the CEO of Chipotle watches these videos. Just like hit the skip button really quick. But if you don't work at Chipotle, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I don't want to spend $15 or $20 on lunch, but I do love me some Chipotle. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I do to get a nice little hack. There's a Chipotle near my bins, and I've been like, man, I want to get Chipotle, but sometimes I don't want to spend $15. Then I figured it out. So check it out.
Can't talk to me the way girl talk, the man fall back, come correct. All vanity, this life it beat the man, so the man come regret. You probably see Columbus search the word for the word intellect. One trying to see the one consequence, just follow one come collect. Say you want come pre me, I be like show, I be MTV. Them they count 1, 2, 3. It's a good kid for your mad city. Say they want come see me, I be like so with all a man yadi vito glorify me Lord. Can't talk to me the way girl talk, the man fall back come correct. All vanity, this life in beat the man, so the man come regret.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's why. I made a mistake. Let me be honest, I made a mistake. This was normally gonna be $7. I got the new cilantro lime sauce. It didn't say there was an extra price, but it's an extra $1.40. And then $3.15 for the drink. Normally, this would have been a little over $7, which would have made it worth it. But for some reason, and the side tortilla is 50 cents, which that I'm willing to pay. Anyways, I guess I'm on a huge mission to try to find the best hacks that I can get for lunch, because I am a cheapo. I feel like I'll be a forever cheapo, no matter how big this business gets. I just try to find, where can I put this thing? There's gonna be people that will disagree with me on this, but I'm sure that there'll be people that do agree with me on this. Does it make sense for me to go back to my house and cook at home, or have leftovers at home, than to come back here, or to like break this route and spend a bunch of time cooking at my house? Or does it make more sense for me to spend money to go get food? I can, in my head, I'm like, I find one item. Extra time that I get here, I'm definitely gonna find one item, and that's gonna pay for lunch and then some. Look, this looks like a burrito. These are 2 tacos. Stomach just couldn't handle McDonald's, man. I can't do it. So here you go. I smashed the tacos on top. I'm just gonna leave, oh no, we're making a mess. I have these 2, I'm just gonna leave this here, taking all this away. And then I turn it into a burrito, and now I got a burrito for the price of 2 tacos. I'm gonna kind of explain like why it took me so long to go full time. I don't even know why I have this fork in my hand. I'm eating a burrito. And there's still a lot of questions to be answered. It's like Nadia's not working for me full time yet. I'm not making my dream income yet. There's a lot of clarity, and maybe there's a reason why we're not there yet. I mean, obviously, I've been doing this full time for 3 months. I've been reselling for, I think it's 5 years in June, part time. Anyways, this burrito it does look gas. I mean, heavy. But let me eat this as fast as I can, and I gotta get sourcing here soon. Currently checking out the YouTube video that I just released, and it got a 1 out of 10, which for anyone that does YouTube knows that this is a good thing. This camera's so bad at trying to read and get lettering. You're just gonna have to trust me with what everything. So someone just asked me about like how they find my Poshmark and stuff. I don't know if anyone would want to see my eBay and Poshmark store. I don't want to be that guy that just like drops my eBay store in the comments. I guess I could. I guess people want to see either like what I'm grabbing or they want to buy something from the store. I'm happy to send offers and things like that. Just added that into the description of that video and probably future videos. We'll see. I'm pretty open about what I get, and that doesn't mean that like you should copy my exact store, because I'm not grabbing all perfect things. I make mistakes often. It just brings me to another topic of something that I really love about this business, which is just blessing other people with cool stuff. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool to be like, hey, I know that my brother loves Naruto. When I send my brother a Naruto shirt in the mail, he just gets so excited and so happy. Today, actually, my brother and his now fiance are massive Avs fans. And so I found a vintage Lee Avs crew neck hoodie. And that hoodie's not gonna make me rich overnight in my eBay business, but they love that stuff, so I just shipped it down to them. Just a fun thing to do. It's like my dad's birthday today. Shout out you, Dad, for helping birth the family. But anyways, I like want to give them stuff just out of the eBay store, or I just like I'm looking for things at the thrift store. It's just something that I just thoroughly enjoy for my family. Like I've said in a couple other vlogs, most of the time I'm walking out with something for Nadia when I go to the bins. It's a cool way to show love to people without having to spend a bunch of money. It's this black or white thinking of like, well, I should only bless people if I have a ton of money. I get pretty cool stuff that people like now, and my sister-in-law was just telling me, she's like, we view you as a giver to this family, and like the cool things that you get us now is just so awesome. And that like brought so much joy to my heart, because that's just one thing that I like doing is like, yes, I'm finding cool things or cool pairs of jeans or whatever to resell, but I'm also looking for other people that I can bless them with a cool gift too. That's pretty cool. So we just got to the bins. I'm gonna hit this up, and I'm gonna pick you guys up here in just a second. So I just got a lot of good stuff. They just did what's called a triple. So this one, and that one, all were just rotated out. I have never broken a sweat. My watch thinks I'm on a walk right now because I am just going crazy here. These are the days where I sit here, I'm like, man, I could just sit in these bins for forever. That was just such a good rotation. I just got here and I found some really, really good stuff. I'll show you guys in just a second, but I have to go through and kind of grab some of whatever's left here. And for everyone that thinks that there's nothing left after people go through the bins, definitely not. I'm still going through, and as you can see, mostly everyone here is just kind of sitting down. But nothing there. But I found a poncho, flannel or jacket. I'd have to look back at what it was, but it's a poncho brand, which is obviously a really good brand. Just sitting out, and you know, you would think that everybody kind of already goes through and finds this stuff, but these kind of go through different waves. Where, ooh, this is nice. What is this? Pilcrow. There we go. Look at that. That's interesting. Take a look at that one. Everyone kind of goes through here and they just like look through and they move, and all of these things fly, right? And so it kind of goes through these different waves where, you know, so this thing could have been on top, but because everyone's moving around, it ends up getting pushed to the bottom. So that's kind of what I go through here when I'm just looking through these is whatever gets pushed. Let's just say I get some good luck with Patagonia when I go to the bins and record a YouTube video. We'll just say that for now, and then I'll show you guys what I got. Never in my life have I sweat at the bins, but I've got a lot of catching up to do before the next rotation hits. There's some good stuff in here. I'm gonna try my best to show you guys. I might have to just do like a little mini haul afterwards and go through this because I got a lot of work ahead of me. It is days like today where I am so excited when Nadia is doing this full time with me. It was a very good day at the bins. I literally left and they're doing another double rotation. Holy cow. I just need a second. Yeah, it didn't help. Either way, I gotta go pick up Nadia. She's on this new schedule that is just something, I'll have to say. It's just something. But that is the first time, and hopefully not the last, but that is the first time I've ever broken a sweat. You can see I'm red in the face and just sweating. I've just never done that at the bins before. They did a triple rotation, which I'll show the video over here. And what that essentially is they take those 3 rows and just change them all out. And I hit just about every single bin. My watch was like, are you on a walk right now? And I was like, you could think so. I walked away with some really good stuff. Now here's the downside, is that I didn't get the chance to look up every single thing, which is kind of a good challenge, if you will. So I guess we'll see. For example, there was like a John Varvatos blazer jacket. I've sold one of those before, so I just picked it up and made sure there weren't any obvious holes or tears. 2 really good Patagonia pieces that I'm very excited to show you guys when we get back. I'll grab things that I know is a for sure thing, right? And I'll throw it into my bag, and the things that I've sold before and I like know that it's good. And then there's things that, like, there's so many brands that you don't know, and how many brands, in my mind, I go, how many brands do I miss and not pick up that are good? And typically that happens often where something looks good based off of the feel or the tag, where it's made or anything like that. And I'll grab it and I'll put it in a little pile and then I'll look it up. Typically my pile is not as big as it was today. Sucks that I had to leave because gosh, there's so much, which also led me to having a really, really full bag. That's probably the fastest I've got that many items ever at the bins. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous to show you guys what we just copped, because when I put up those sold comps on the screen, sometimes they're not good. But this is like the perfect segue into talking about what today's video is even about, which is like what it like really takes and why it took me so long to go full-time into reselling. Let me catch my breath and we'll kind of dive a little bit deeper into that here in just a second. There is so much going on. It's my dad's birthday and oh my gosh, there's a lot. So I just need to gather my thoughts for 1 second.
Said he doesn't want to come say hi.
No, I got too much ish going on. That was the most stressful, like, 20 minutes of my whole life.
Why?
I was being a little dramatic, but I'm just very excited for when you can work full time. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh, me too. That's not dramatic.
I had a very good day at the bins.
Really?
Yes. And I literally showed up. They did a triple rotation. 6 rows of bins the second I showed up.
Dang, sorry, I thought that truck was...
I know. It's just backing up to
I was like, whoa.
I walked away. I was sweating. I've never sweat at the bins in my life. My watch thought I was working out.
I have. It gets hot in there.
And then I looked and I was like, dang, like, man, we just started at the bins. And then I was like, oh crap, it's 2 o'clock. And I had like a massive pile of stuff.
I told you not to worry about time. I told him I could just hang out.
I'm not stranding her at work.
It's not stranding. I can chill. If you see good items, I can wait.
That's why I'm marrying this girl right here. But this video is about why it took me so long and why it's hard for people to go full-time in reselling. And this is like the perfect example. It's just this time dedication that you have to put into reselling. Even with me doing this full-time and you working a full-time job, us having one car, and we have 2 cars, but like we have one car that can take us any further, a place further than 30 minutes. It's tough.
It's tough, but we make it work.
We do make it work. We do make it work. You're right.
So we're like, no excuses.
No excuses. So today I had therapy at 8:30. My therapist was late because we changed our time because Nadia changed her schedule. Not Nadia, but Nadia's schedule changed. And so my therapist was like late, and I was a little late because the time was different. That threw us off. And then I had to go shipping, and then I'm trying to transfer my store onto Depop, and I didn't have time to do that. I wanted to record a YouTube video, and then here we are 20 minutes late picking up Nadia from work. I haven't even listed a single item today, and not that this is an inconvenience, but it's my dad's birthday today. If anybody's doing this full-time, or if anyone's watching that runs a business, they're probably sitting behind the screen going like, boo-hoo, like, welcome to being an entrepreneur and running a business full-time. Yes, you're right, but like, this is the reality of what running a business can be. We had a great weekend. We have a lot of more stuff going on. We have, my aunt's wedding on Friday, your opening on Thursday, and there's just like a lot of stuff. And I think what gets really difficult, coming from my perspective, and Nadia gets to see this a lot, is that some people think like, oh, like RJ doesn't have a boss that he has to talk to and ask for work off, so therefore RJ can do anything time-wise. There's times that I want to be there for people, like, and with my time, taking someone to an airport or something like that, this is real things that happen. Someone calls me and they're like, or texts us and says, hey, can you take me to the airport at like 10:30? And it's like, well, like, can I? Probably, but like 10:30 is the peak of when the day typically like starts rolling. That's when I'm usually leaving the coffee shop after doing admin work and shipping, and then hitting the bins and doing that stuff. It's like, and right now even my phone's blowing up with this weird return request that's kind of sketchy on eBay, and I haven't even got the chance to do that, and I'm still having admin time. So it's time dedication is just really what you got to put into this. And it can get overwhelming at times.
It can, but you also need an outlet too. Outlets are really good. Having a business is amazing, and working a full-time job, but giving your brain a break for even like 10 minutes is so good for you. After working like an 8-hour day of cleaning, I come home, I'm gonna help list, but I'm gonna take like maybe 15 minutes, just play my game and just relax, and then I'm good. A reset.
Yeah.
It's like a reset button.
Yeah, that's like our code word for when we're exhausted, is that we'll just text each other reset. Because sometimes both of us need that. That's one thing that I look up to Nadia with a lot, is her outlets. She's really, really good. Looking back at the last vlog, I was like, gosh, Nadia's so good at finding outlets. And it sounded like I was talking about like a plug in the wall. That you're really good. I didn't describe what an outlet really was, and you said that right. It's like a video game or a book, or like, certain YouTube videos, or just something to like let your brain just kind of like let the dust settle for a second before you go and do something that's going to be very task-oriented or mind usage.
Like, I love Disney, but I don't feel like just sitting there watching Disney movies or anything. Like, oh, there's Disney games. And it's funny to see a lot of even people our age playing those Disney games. I'm like, I'll look up the tutorial and I'll be like, oh my gosh, they're all like my age.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool.
It's really cool.
But anyway, sorry.
It's really cool. No, it's on topic, because it is like the other thing is balancing these. There's a lot that goes into being dedicated to something, but these are the things that make it worth it. Like, although today has been stressful with like time and things like that, I would rather be stressed about what like I just did today, like having to sift through the bins super quick and doing that, then you know, my previous businesses where it was just like, man, today was super stressful because it was 12 hours of things that I hated doing. Let me show you guys what I got at the bins. I'm really excited to show y'all because it's
I'm excited.
If there's one thing I want to add as a big giant piece to this whole thing, it would be so much harder to do this if I didn't have a supportive partner like Nadia. I have to clean this. I literally don't know if it would be possible without her on so many different levels. One, the fact of just having somebody that is good at this stuff and passionate about this stuff, diving into it with me and watching Bolo videos with me and like studying brands with me and knowing that how to find sell-through rates and just keeping a Rolodex in her own brain. She's so good with names. Like there's brands that she's like, oh yeah, I wrote this brand down, we need to grab this. And I'm like, never heard of this brand. And I look it up and it's a really good brand. I'm contemplating, I'm like, do I add in the video the fact that Nadia, after we turned off the camera, she was like, let me help you, I'm gonna list, you go do and finish this YouTube video. I'm feeling guilty genuinely right now because I'm just like, I don't know if you guys are following along, you'll see in the last video I said like sometimes it's hard to make YouTube feel like that this is a part of the business because YouTube, there is no like return on the time right now, right? It's like I'm not getting paid to do YouTube as of right now. This is just a passion project of this thing, but the long term for YouTube of this, obviously there can bear good fruit with this. Viewing YouTube like a job is one, like I love YouTube so much that it's hard to even view this like a job. But the other fact is that Nadia was just like, she came home from work and was like, I see that you're stressed, I want to help. One thing that she wants to do in this business is list more, and she's upstairs listing right now. I don't know how I got so blessed, and it's hard for me to relinquish that because I'm like, no, I'll just go do the video, you relax, and then I'll list when you get back. I go to the bathroom, I come out, and she's already set up the whole listing station and she's going. And I'm just like, oh gosh. If you have a partner in this, like this is what I want to talk to you specifically. If you don't have a partner in this, I still definitely feel like it's possible to do this. I'm about to marry her, right? And so like your lives are mashed together. I mean, biblically, we're about to become one person, like one flesh, it says in the Bible. So like our lives automatically start to intertwine. You know, when we have one car that we use right now, it's kind of like I have to go off of her work schedule to balance these things. And when I have someone that's as supportive as Nadia, that does not nag me, does not bother me, does not get upset about this business, she understands that there's gonna be weird hours and different things. There's times on Saturday that she's like, I wanna go thrifting with you, or I wanna hit the bins with you, or I wanna go to a Goodwill with you. That alone is so awesome. So I just want this like segment, this part, before I show you all the stuff that we got, to just highlight how amazing Nadia is. She doesn't know that I'm saying this part in the video, but I just genuinely don't think that this would be where it is right now, and I would feel as passionate and feel that this is heading in such a good and right direction without her. I started reselling and it pulled me out of a really bad place years ago. I broke my leg, actually very close to now 5 years ago. I dislocated it and it did like just this stuff, and I was going through a lot of depression because I couldn't leave the house and I was stuck. And once I was finally able to start like kind of walking again, thrifting helped pull me out of that. And I always thought it was like just thrifting, but it was the fact that it was something for Nadia and I to do. And so we went thrifting together, and I was able to go through, I was like going through like plantar fasciitis problems, and so doing that at the thrift store was really painful, but like just having Nadia alongside with me was just so helpful. If you're single and you're doing this business, still very possible. You know, if you're in a relationship and still doing this and the person that you're with doesn't want to do this, again, still very possible. But man, without having someone that's at least supportive of it, I would say that's like a very important part. Let's get into what we just found at the bins. I hope this lighting's good. I guess we'll see. I just feel like this is a different cool vibe. And gosh, I just really love when there's good days at the bins like this, because it just, it's fun. And also it just makes you go like, all right, things are okay. That's another addition to this, is like sourcing opportunity. When I was part-time in this, I would really only go thrifting on occasion when I had the time. The most serious I ever took this business, I was technically doing 3 separate things. And so the full-blown energy of time is the secret to this. Like, if you haven't picked up on like why it took me so long to go full-time, or why it's so hard for people to go full-time, it is full-blown dedication. That's what it is. It's a dedication to time. It's a dedication to money. It's a dedication to this business, because that's what this is required to do. When I was doing this part-time, it was like going to the thrift store maybe once to twice a week. And if it was really crazy, it was going to the thrift store 3 times a week. I didn't have a consistent posting schedule. I was only going to ship on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I didn't have a thrift schedule at all. I didn't have any goals for growth. And right now it's just like fairly recently now, I always had like a listing goal that I was trying to go for, and I was always thrifting to have more inventory. But like recently now I'm like, okay, now I know that I'm wanting to grow my store by 30%. So previously in the last video, I was selling 6 a day on eBay. Now between eBay and Poshmark, I'm probably closer to selling 10 a day, which means now I'm gonna have to list even more. So it's just like that dedication. And so getting to go to the bin is another part where I was avoiding. I was like, oh man, like that's a dedication. You're having to sit there for hours sifting through clothes, or if you're a wares person, sifting through the hard goods. In Colorado, we do rotations, so you can literally stay there from open until close and walk out. And there's people that walk out with carts full of stuff. And that can be very possible. Days like today, I have a full bag. It was $50-something, and if it's $1.99 a pound, like that's a lot of things. And you'll see how many articles we walked away with. Sometimes I'm walking away only with 10 stuff, but that's beside the point. It's full-blown dedication. That's like the difference that took everything. I am a little nervous to show you guys this thrift haul, because I broke a rule that I normally very, very strict on, but because of time, I literally just went through a couple rotations, and you can see in the video that I was just like, is someone trying to get in the garage? Yep, that's Nadia. What's up?
There's some items that have like this on it. I don't know if they're stains or if it's dirt.
That's stains.
Skip or?
No, just show them. Just
Okay.
point them out.
Okay.
All right, thanks, love. She's the best. Where was I? Oh yes, a little nervous to show you guys what I got, because typically what I like to do is be very strict with sell-through rate and make sure that like everything that I'm getting at the bins is at least a $25 sale price. I grabbed things that I trust the brand on and didn't really look some things up, so there might be some things in here that just are simply not that good, but I'm gonna show you guys anyways, because that's part of what we do. I wanna show you the mistakes that I make, and or maybe I'm not trusting myself enough, and I shouldn't. This could be eye-opening that like I got some good stuff that I didn't need to look up. This first one here I'm actually really excited about, because I've heard of this brand and I've never found this brand, but everyone says always grab this brand, and so I did. This is Poncho. This is a Poncho Pearl Snap. It's a little dirty. It might need to get a good wash in. It's almost a corduroy. I know this is a corduroy material, so really good find. I was kind of talking a little bit about that in a few clips ago when I was at the bins. Some people wonder, it's like, you know, I see a lot of people do this, is that the rotation will come, they'll go through maybe a couple bins, and then they'll just go back down and sit down. In my eyes, I'm the complete opposite. There's so much that people put back that might work for you. Even me, like I'm probably throwing things back that people would want. You know, some of these vintage kids are wanting to post on Depop, or someone has a following that it's way easier to sell a specific Nike piece that I'm not gonna grab. I still grab some Nike. I think there's 1 or 2 Nike pieces in here, but like I'm putting some back. Me just not being 100% the best and smartest, and I make mistakes mistakes because I'm a human, that I'm probably throwing things back there. So I try to look through every single bin. I don't know if that's a good strategy, but that's what I did. And we were already like, I was probably 70% through all the new bins, and I found that poncho piece just sitting out. This is another cool one. This was the first bin that I found. You can kind of already guess what this is, but this was the first bin I ran to, and there was 3 people in my bins. I just so happened that this happens to me when there's 3 people in my bins. And actually this got tossed towards me, meaning someone just kind of doing this, and they threw this piece at me. Again, this is something that goes in my brain. I'm like, how many times do I do that to people? I don't know, but I did that, and we got a made in USA Patagonia piece. Oh my gosh, you guys saw in a couple videos ago, I got 2 made in USA Patagonia puffer jackets. One sold for $300, one sold for $350 within seconds. This one is a really, really good one. It is a size medium, just a really good like purple material. Definitely gonna need probably a solid wash, and you'll see that there's another one of these that I found in the same bin. That's kind of a strategy that I do, is that when I find something really, really good in one bin, I'll typically dig through as much as I can and stay in that bin for a long time, and that seems to help. For example, we got some Polo Ralph Lauren boxers, and Nadia found some in the bin, and I was like, which bin was it? And I dug in and I found it like 1 or 2 more, and we've sold a lot of them already. Now they're only 25 bucks, but it's like, man, 2 of them made me $50 and they've sold so quick. This is one of the ones I did not look up the sell-through rate on, so I have no idea if this one is a good one or not. It just looked like a good piece, and I've sold or at least listed one of these before, but this is Pilcrow. This is like a, gosh, I don't even know what you would call it, but it was just unique. It just is really cool. Things like Poshmark and Depop, you could sell some of these, and sometimes some of these sell fast. A lot of the things that I have in my store that weren't really good sell-through rates are still selling on things like Poshmark. So this, you know, at least hopefully would be a good list on Poshmark, but hopefully it's good on eBay. You guys probably know, because I might have already found a sold comp on that. Here's another, this is actually another Pilcrow piece. This is like a patchwork jean. This is Pilcrow by Anthropologie, the Slim Boyfriend patchwork. Again, did not look this one up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So hopefully this one does pretty good. I'm also scared that I'm gonna find some really like something that just has a massive hole in it or something. I tried my best to at least look at all the stuff on that and didn't see any. So just another good one, just a wide leg. It says slim, but you know, it's not like skinny. Again, didn't look up the sell-through rate, but I've sold this before, so I trusted it. This is a John Varvatos. Or Varvatos, however you say it. I've sold one of these pretty quickly though before. This is a blazer jacket. I actually have a big pile over here. That's what I'm gonna throw you. A big pile of blazer jackets that I know I need to list, that I've just been avoiding listing because they take longer to list. They don't sit well on my current listing setup. So I have to go into my bathroom and hang them up and do this whole thing. It's like this giant thing, and I'm just slowly making a pile that I probably shouldn't be, and I should probably get over. But another one, this is Nike golf piece, 36 by 30. It is a golf, it's the dry fit pants. So I just figured, you know, Nike golf, getting this at such a cheap price, this one should go pretty well. Hopefully at least 20, 25 bucks maybe. And it's in amazing condition. I mean, these are just really good, especially for bins. So I had to grab those. I didn't look at sell-through rate, but I looked at some comps and it seemed to be pretty healthy. So I got 2 of these brands actually from things that I have sold. I think I already said, but this is a new without tags Spanx pants. Now these are super skinny cargo, but I've sold Spanx before. It was new with tags, and I think I sold it for 60 bucks. It was sitting on my store for a little bit, but not super long. Actually, not long enough at all. I had a video that it already sold, and I showed this on a video from another Crazy Good Bins haul. So got that. Hopefully that one's gonna do good. This one I did look at sell-through rate. I think it was a little over a 30% sell-through rate, so not a super crazy good sell-through rate, but this was going for like $30 if I remember right. This is Rising International. It just looked like a crazy, like almost Y2K design. So I grabbed it. Okay sell-through rate, probably not the greatest sell-through rate in the world, just because, you know, we're getting into the warmer times, but I grabbed it anyways just because it was good. Did not look this one up, but this one seemed really cool, and I just felt like this one's good. I hope it is, but these are some Nike cargo shorts, but they're like not the cargo short. What would you call this? You know, it's not just like the right material, and it's just super thick. So I actually had a Nike Air shorts that I sold for like $60. They flew off the shelf pretty quickly, and they were like the same kind of feel to it. They're just like heavy, so I just felt like these were really good. Yeah, gosh, I keep saying I didn't look these up. I'm looking so bad. Just don't follow my lead. I thought I put this one back, and I guess I threw this one in. This is the North Face. This is a full zip fleece. Thought I was gonna put it back because I'm pretty sure there were some flaws on it. But I mean, it's not in the greatest condition in the world, but it's also not in a terrible condition. It's just a little dirty. Could be worse. So right behind me, I'm kind of building up a list of things that I'm going to schedule while I'm on our honeymoon in October, and they're all just October type of things to sell. So you can see like peeking out there's like a vintage Minnesota Vikings thing. So like football season will be going on. There's a lot of fleeces. So I might just throw this into that pile. I got a lot of North Face and some Patagonia and stuff in there that just would do really, really well for that time. Okay, Bonobos jeans. I think these had a really good sell-through rate, if I remember right. They're pretty decent. I've sold Bonobos before. I don't know. A lot of the time when I'm seeing this brand, I'm not picking it up. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but that's just what I'm doing. But the jeans seem to do fairly well, so that's why I grabbed those. And another Spanx piece. Again, slim jeans, but apparently Spanx does well. I did, like I said, didn't look up any of the Spanx, so maybe it's only wide leg Spanx that sell well, and this is a massive mistake, but hey, you know what? You gotta learn, and hopefully they do pretty well. These ones seem to do pretty good too. These are Levi's cargo shorts. They're just these beige cargo Levi shorts, pretty heavyweight material, trying to just add more summer stuff. You guys see and probably see of this a lot, and it's hard because in Colorado, I just get so many good winter pieces, especially at the bins. You know, it's like there's just so much stuff because it's Colorado, right? You see North Face, Patagonia, all of those things. Now, the other opposite end of it, which is really good, is you get a lot of good hiking pieces, which is a summer type thing. And so if I put hiking in my title, it seems to be helping at least a little bit. I guess we'll see how it goes over the summer. But you know, it's like when you get those hiking pieces, they're good, but I also get a lot of really good winter pieces. So it's good to get shorts just into the store, so that way I have things that can sell over the summer that will sell much faster than obviously some of the pants or warmer long sleeve materials and things like that. That's why I got these. These are North Face shorts. I don't know if these are good, to be honest with you, but they were just the North Face size 34. Honestly, if they aren't good, I might just keep them for myself because they're pretty clean and they're pretty nice. So we'll see. This is J. Crew Essential Chino pants, size 30. These had a really good sell-through rate too, if I remember right, and they were just super crisp. Oh, that reminds me that when we were in the bins, I guess everyone has their own theory about how the bins work, like where they get their stuff from, and maybe all bins are the same or they're different. It's for those that don't know, called the Goodwill outlets. And you saw in the video, there's just these massive just buckets of clothes, and then on other sides just bucket of hard goods, and they call those wares. We do rotations, they say every 20 minutes. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower, but we do rotations with just new things of clothes, and these bins sometimes can be so full because there's so much, and there's a lot of people there, and there's still, like, I'm able to walk out with all of this stuff. The question that sometimes I ask is like, where did this come from? And you see things that have Goodwill tags on them. A lot of these things that I got had Goodwill tags on them. I wanna say maybe 5 or 6 pieces actually had Goodwill tags on them, and I occasionally would come across them. Sometimes people think that when Goodwill doesn't sell something, it sends it over to the outlets, and then you'd think then you're only getting crappy stuff at the bins. But that's not the case, because you'll see in the last thing that I show you here too, that you just find a lot of really good stuff that you wouldn't, especially if you go to Goodwill, it would be priced at, you know, $15 to $20, which makes it a much harder purchase because you are wondering about margins and sell-through rate and stuff like that. This is White House Black Market pants. Nice little blue on those, size 8 on these ones. These are slim ankle. Yeah, seemed to be pretty good. Now, I was also thinking as I'm saying this too, like sometimes I'll sort from high to low just to see like if there's a piece. There was something I was looking at. I don't even know what the brand was, but it just looked cool. They were wide leg. They had like floral designs on it, and I looked it up, and then I filtered high to low. And, you know, the highest thing that they had was like $30, and it looked nothing like what I was holding in my hands. And that's kind of a good metric. If it's like a decent sell-through rate, and then you filter high to low, sometimes you'll see, and then you filter low to high, and then they'll give you a range that's like, hey, you know, the lowest thing on here is still $30, probably a safe pickup to grab, or the highest thing on here is $20. Yeah, I might not want to grab this type of thing. I realized that when I was looking up some of these that I kept the high to low filter on. So I'm hoping, at least in the last few things I showed you, that's not the case and that they're all crappy. But even at the end of the day, you know, they were still seemed worthy enough in the sell-through rate. This one I couldn't find an exact comp on, but the style seemed to do pretty good. So these are Levi's overall bib, whatever you want to call them. I call them overalls. I don't know why everyone calls them bibs. Maybe eBay just gets confused with the term, but these are pretty cool. If these don't work, I'm definitely going to give these to Nadia, but they are modern for sure, but they just had 100% sell-through rate when I looked up Levi's overall bib, and it's the Staris, however you say it, which is like the lower end, but again, still had an over 100% sell-through rate with a pretty healthy price. Couldn't find the exact ones, but again, just had to grab them. For the last piece, you can kind of see it. This was in the same bin as that other Patagonia piece, which was so cool. Patagonia Cinchilla medium, just a great design. Great design. This one's even in better condition than the other one. This is gonna be the second Cinchilla that I have in the store that I got in the bins. The last one, it was literally just sitting out, just like so obvious. It just said Patagonia, and no one wanted to grab it, and I grabbed it. I know that some people are probably not grabbing these just because it's summertime is coming up. Hard not to grab. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but that's what I'm doing. So let's go upstairs. We'll see where Nadia's at with listing. I might just take over from where she's at so she can chill. This is what you call fiance / future wife of the year right here. She just cooked through these. We had 12 things that we needed listed, and I'm just like, okay, let me get done with that video I was just doing, and I'll get up and I can finish with Nadia.
I don't know if I did take my time a little bit on things, but I'll take it.
I had the realization we both needed to find a middle ground of taking the right amount of time, but not going too fast so then things can show up. Like for example, this navy blue for you shows up maybe pretty good, but on my camera, like on the phone camera, it shows up as almost black. And the last thing we want to do is it to come across that this is all black, and the AI sees that, and then in the pictures that we see it, and then someone buys it and they're like, dude, this is navy blue. And we don't want to have another return. New with tags, shout out this one. What's the next helper out here? Yes.
Are you on a mission, Stella?
Are you helping?
She's about to jump.
Are you helping or hurting?
Trisha is watching help.
Oh.
So good.
You good girl.
You helping me?
You good girl. She's a good girl.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why I put it straight, because one of them was so puffy.
Look at that. Pretty good stuff. I think, oh, you know what? We did have some shorts in here. These are hiking pants. I just sometimes get nervous when I have too many long sleeves or something, but I also don't want my whole store to be just summer stuff and just shorts and t-shirts and stuff, so I don't know.
You look good in this red.
Yeah, probably. Hi, Stella.
You would.
Hi, Stella.
You really would.
You're good. We survived. Right?
We did.
We survived. We're making a pizza casserole for my dad for his birthday. We're gonna get him all of his favorite stuff. So that was stressful for a little bit there. I'm exhausted. This week has been a crazy week. I was just telling Nadia, I'm like, our social battery at the end of this week. And that's just the reality of being a business owner is that you're getting thrown all ways, and sometimes you feel like you don't have a break, but sometimes it's like, I realize that I do. You know, if I can pay attention to moments where I have 30 minutes to myself and be, what is the word that the therapists use? Not conscious, but like mindful.
Yeah.
Be mindful in moments of like, oh, this 30 minutes to myself is so nice, or 45 minutes to myself is so nice, or, you know, a little bit of time before bed is so nice, or whatever. That seems to help a lot. These businesses are not easy, and if anyone tells you a business is easy, they crazy.
Right or no, yeah, being busy is also a really good thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's better than, it's like, you know, oh, we have nothing packaged because no sale.
Oh, so true.
It's like, that would suck.
That would suck really bad. It's nice to be busy, to feel like you're having purpose in something.
I even found that at my work, I'm like, oh, I wish it was slow. What are all these people doing here? And I'm like, when it is slow, I'm like, there's not really much to do. I'm bored. And then time's going like so slow.
Yeah.
But anyways.
This is a good thing. This is a good thing. And it's good that we have people around us that we love and people that love us. So we're going to show some love and get my dad pizza casserole. Shout out Nadi. This is her recipe. You guys are going to look at it and go, that looks pretty good.
I got to work today and to list as soon as I got home. And then after this, I'm going to play my Switch. I'm super excited for that.
You should be. We'll take you along we'll show you what it looks like if I can remember. And if I didn't remember, sorry. Yeah, I forgot to record all of yesterday's dinner. But that's for the better, because I got to celebrate my dad's birthday. So that was pretty fun. It is the end of today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the end of today. It's the start of today. It's the end of the video. No, it's not. Maybe. I don't know. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things going out on eBay. A little bit of a slower day because some of these sold today, actually. So yesterday was a little bit slower. And then Poshmark, we got 3. So just a natural slower day. Obviously in starting phases, like businesses go like this. And I see that with eBay. Like I've had super high highs on businesses where each payout has gotten higher. Right now, payouts, like the payout, if anyone knows, like you can set up a weekly payout for eBay. It's kind of like stayed very consistent. There's like a few factors that goes into it, right? There's like the season. So it's like I'm getting close to summer. Yes, I'm in a hoodie and we're getting close to summer because it's Colorado. If you know, you know. We have like that summer slowdown, what people say. I don't know. I've never sold clothes over the summer, so we'll see if that's a thing. And we kind of talked a little bit about that. And then we also have what's in the store. So we got to ship these items, but I'm going to let you guys go because I feel like maybe it's a healthy sized video already. Thank you so much for hanging out. Y'all, last video is doing so good and I really appreciate the comments and the love. Seems like Nadia is a fan of everybody, so I'm involving her more in these videos too. And I just really enjoy just this whole process. Until next week, God bless. Have an amazing day. Peace out.